Okay, so today I'm going to tell you how to strengthen your knees and get rid of your knee pain. Let's get into it. Okay, so the first thing is quickly, while your knees are bothering you, it's probably a good idea to just look at your exercise selection in general and try and take out squats for a little bit while you're strengthening your knees, and then in the future you'll put them back in your program. But exercises in general that are going to set off your knee, just don't do them. That is immediately going to eliminate knee pain. So the next thing is, and if I keep looking to my left, this is where I have my list. It's a lot of stuff. So the next thing is, and this is something I don't think a lot of people realize, is checking to see if you have a major muscle imbalance between your quad and your hamstring. So if you have no clue what you're doing, you just think of leg training as a whole, then you might end up doing your leg day might be 3 quad exercises, 1 hamstring, and probably not calves at all. And guess what? For a couple months, that's fine. But guess what? If you do that for an extended period of time, your quads are going to become much stronger than your hamstrings because you're training them way more. So this was something I unintentionally did when I started training, and it actually created a massive amount of knee pain for me because my knees were attempting to stabilize the massive muscular strength and difference between my quads and my hamstrings. So just checking your training and make sure you're equally training both your quads and your hamstrings is a massive thing you can do. So the next thing is, and I will pop up I guess I'll just do a picture or a video. I don't know what I'm going to pop up because I haven't actually recorded it yet, but of me doing a leg extension hold. So this is to strengthen your patella tendon, which I'll show you right now, is the tendon that connects from your kneecap down. So it's right around here. If you can feel it, you can feel it on your knee. So that tendon, especially for me, I injured my patella tendon. So for me, strengthening it is extra important. But literally doing a leg extension hold for somewhere between 15 to 25 seconds is typically what I do. Massive for me. That was the first ever knee strengthening exercise I did, and it did truly make a massive change for me. And most people program in leg extensions anyway, so I just do them at the end of whenever I'm doing leg extensions. That's my last set, is I'll put on, it's very lightweight. Typically for me, because I've been doing it for a while, I'm at somewhere around 50 pounds. I think it's pounds, maybe it's kilograms, I forget in my gym, because the machines are a certain way. But with that being said, it's just 15 to 25 seconds, one leg at a time though. I personally always do one leg at a time. So the next thing is, and this is, in my opinion, one of the best things for knee strengthening. Unfortunately, I can't do it at my current gym, but it is a sled push then pull, or pull then push, or whatever order you want to do it in. But if you have turf at your gym, or just somewhere where you can use a sled, and you can do a few rounds of pushing it, I truly think that is one of the best knee strengthening things you can do. But like I said, obviously, not every gym has that. So there are definitely some alternatives. So I'm going to tell you 2 other things, and then I'm going to go to the physical alternatives for a sled push and pull, because I'm actually going to show you how to do them. So the next thing is called a TKE. So you're basically going to tie a band around a pole or whatever, tie it around something at the height of your knee. You are then going to step back to the point where even with a knee bend, there's still tension on the band. Make sense? So your knee should be bent, and the band is behind your knee. And by behind, I mean on your posterior side. You are facing where the band is coming this way and then behind you. And then from there, while you're with that bent knee, maybe it's a 45-degree bend, something like that, there should be tension, like I said, and then you're literally just going to pull your leg, push back into a normal standing position, and just do that. That's literally it. It's a very simple exercise. If that explanation wasn't good, just look up how to do a TKE. It's a very simple exercise, but I've done those. Those are very good for knee strengthening, and it kind of simulates one of the same concept as I forget if it's sled push or pull. I don't know why I always get them confused, but kind of simulates one of the same thing. The next thing is, and this is a earlier step, it simulates the same thing as a sled pull in a sense, but it's a much, much, much lighter and easier version. And that's literally just backwards walking. Yes, exactly what you're thinking. Literally just walking backwards. If you're doing it the ideal setting, you'd have a treadmill that isn't self-propelled, but you can move it. that would be like ideal. If not, you can just do it on a treadmill, or you can literally just, I don't know, go to a field and start backward walking, whatever. But that is another great knee strengthening exercise. Strengthens all like the low muscles, tendons in there. But obviously, the more resistance you put on it, the more it'll be. Now, there is 3 other exercises I'm going to go over, and the next 2 are to emulate a sled push and pull, but let me go somewhere so you can actually watch me do them. Okay, so the next 2 are to simulate a sled push and pull, and as I told you, I don't know why. I always get it mixed up in my head which is for which, but if you don't have a sled at all, you're just going to be doing both of these, so it doesn't really matter. The first one is called a heel drop. So I'm actually going to take one of my Crocs off, and the reason I'm doing this is typically you want to be elevated for this, but if you're just starting, you don't want to be too far off the ground. And if you actually look, my Croc is like genuinely probably putting me an inch off the ground, which if you're just starting is honestly a good height. So I'm going to stand on one leg now, and then I'm going to turn slightly because my balance is awful, and I can grab the wall slightly, but I'm going to stand on one leg, and then I'm going to slowly bend my knee like this and drop my heel to the floor, and then up, down, up, like that. And you're going to do that obviously for both legs. So I would switch, go here, let's go like that. You're gonna do this as slow as you can. It's very difficult, and your body wants to like lean like this, so you want to try and keep yourself as upright as possible, which it's not easy. That's why like typically it would be a lot easier if I had something to hold on to, but I'm recording right now, so obviously I don't. But like this, there you go. So this is definitely not an easy thing. Like as you can see, I still struggle with it, specifically because of my balance, but this is a great knee strengthening exercise. The next thing, I'll show you a side view. It's called a bent knee calf raise. So, you know what, let me take my Crocs off to make this a little easier for you guys to see. But you're gonna stand like this, feet shoulder width apart. From here, this would be me doing a normal calf raise like this. You're gonna bend your knees, and you wanna progressively get your knees as far forward as you can. So if you're just starting, just go here, calf raise up, up. And if you do it next to a wall or something, you can like use it to balance if you need, like this. But then the better you get at it, you're gonna get to like here. And then you can keep getting further and further. And it gets progressively more difficult. So that is another one. Those are the sled push and pull. So you do those will simulate and train the same parts of your body that a sled push and pull would do, which allows you to do it at home. As you can see, like I'm literally just in my bedroom with nothing other than Crocs. Back to the heel drops for a second. It is going to be, for some people, it might be difficult to find some stuff to stand on. I will say, don't go to your staircase. That is going to be really difficult. Like you saw, I started with like an inch off the ground. A staircase is a very big heel drop. It is very difficult. So start with something easier. Try and find something around your house. If a staircase is all you have, go for it, but it's just going to be difficult is what I kind of want to express. The last thing is, the best thing to get rid of shin splints, but that will also just like balance out your legs and allow it so that your knees don't have to be compensating possibly. So this is another good one I love to do. And specifically if you're a runner, this is a great one to do no matter what. It's called the Tibialis Raise. Your tibialis is one of the small muscles. I believe it's right here on the front side of your leg. So what you're going to do is lean up against the wall, just your butt's against the wall, back is not against the wall. I guess it could be, but it doesn't need to be. So from here, my feet are literally just sitting on the ground. I'm gonna lift my feet up slightly, and then from here, I'm going to do, it's like a reverse calf raise. So I'm gonna go toes up, then my feet are gonna stop just above the floor, up, down, up, and you just do 2 burnout sets of this. So for all of these exercises and everything I just told you today, if you have bad knees, what I would probably suggest is taking a little break from legs in general. And maybe just do like 2-3 weeks of like a very light leg day and really focus on this stuff for a few weeks, and then I'll allow your knees to get to a really good spot, and then you can start progressing from there. But most of these stuffs at the beginning, I'd say do it maybe 3-4 times a week. Maybe just do like 2-3 sets each time you do it. Nothing crazy. And then once your knees get strong and you're just maintaining, you can probably just do it twice a week. But this stuff has saved my knees. Literally going from a point of when I was in college a couple years ago, I wore a knee brace to walk a half mile to class. And as of a month and a half ago, I ran a marathon. And I did have KT tape on because I developed runner's knee while training because I did way too much mileage. But like I didn't need a knee brace for structural issues or anything. I didn't have a knee brace. So that amount of progress is what I made in a few years. And I didn't even do everything perfectly. And I didn't even know some of this when I started. So this is a pretty comprehensive approach to building back your knees and strengthening them. The one other thing I would add is if you are doing squats and like knee strength is your focus, a good way to strengthen your knees is actually to train with a little bit less weight, but almost like more instability. So just making your knees kind of get used to instability. So like one way to visualize that would be rather than squatting, let's say 225, maybe you squat 175, but with like a 10-pound chain on both sides that you now have to like balance. That weight's going to be fluctuating throughout the lift and really creating a situation where you have to truly control what you're lifting. So with that being said though, here is your guide to strengthening your knees. Please do it, strengthen your knees, because it is the best thing you can do. So many people have knee pain, and I hope you enjoy it. I hope you learn and can do something with this. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you next Sunday at 5 p.m. Catch you there.